Hi, in this video I'm going to talk to you about your channel stitching. This is for the Rockport carryall. You've already fused your fabric to your interfacing, and the next step is you'll draw lines along your fabric so that you can stitch on those lines. If you have a fabric that has a pattern, that has a horizontal pattern in it, you can use the lines in your fabric instead of drawing the lines on your fabric. Now the two things that I will use to draw my lines on the fabric is chalk, Clover Chalkoliner, or Frisian pen. I use the Clover chalk, the white chalk, if I'm working with dark fabric, and I'll use the Frisian pen if I'm working with a lighter bag, like the bag over there. Oops. The other handy thing to have is a yard-long ruler. And I have one by Omni, and it's very helpful when you're working with this long piece, and even the larger bag is even more important. So once you've drawn your lines, you're going to stitch. You'll stitch this bottom line first, the top line second, and then you're going to stitch on you're drawing your lines every inch apart. You'll stitch on every inch line all the way down. Then you will go back and you will stitch in between your lines so that you create a textured pattern like that it shows in that blue bag. So I'm going to take this to the sewing machine, and I'm going to talk about a few more things as I stitch. This is a very thick piece, so as you place it under your sewing machine, the normal height of your presser foot is usually about this high. Now you can slide this in underneath your presser foot, but most machines' presser feet, if you push on your uptake lever for your presser foot, it will actually go up another half to a quarter of an inch. So if you look at that, you'll notice that it goes up even higher. Also, this is a thick piece, but it is foam, so it does compress under your presser foot, and as you sew, it will compress under your sewing. So stitch with a very long stitch. I have a 3.6 on this right now. Also use your your needle down option, and just stitch along. You might have to just sort of guide it a little bit, guide it underneath your needle. Don't push on it. The other thing is, behind your table, or your sewing machine, you don't want to have anything there, because it can actually throw your stitching on. Even a wall, if you have a wall behind your stitching table, pull your table out a little bit so that it feeds evenly and you won't get any crooked lines. So on the small bag, it's easy to stitch the whole bag in this area. It's not very wide. But on the larger bag, now this is a much larger piece, as you can see. I've already stitched on the bottom edge and the top edge. Now I'm going to go down and do the next set of stitching. And again, on this bag, I'm stitching on the lines that are in the pattern. So I am going to fold this over. Sorry, I just got the cameraman when I folded that stuff over. So, again, I'm going to put the needle down, and I will fold this over and sew. When I get a little closer, I'll unfold it and sew. I'll unfold it and sew. Unfold it and sew. Now the large piece is quite wide. You're not going to be able to get it through this area of your sewing machine, the throat area. You can do one of two things. You can either roll the edge up, or you can stitch one side in one direction and then turn around and stitch the other side in the other direction. I'll show you what I mean. Okay, I don't want to hit the cameraman again with my piece. Okay, did that pretty well. So I'm following the pattern. Now, so I'm going to stitch this end in this direction and the other end, the top end, in the other direction. Once you get over here, once you get to the center, if your throat area isn't large enough, you can curl this up and stitch your seams that way. But for now, for purposes of this, I think you can get half of it done on your sewing machine. Again, sewing in one direction, and this one you can sew in the other direction. That's it for your channel stitching.